Hadith number 16. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه أن رجلا قال للنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أوصني. A man came to the Messenger صلى الله عليه وسلم and he said, give me advice. Who was this man? Do we know who this man is? Or no? Abu? La. No, Abu Hurairah is saying, he's narrating the hadith. He's saying, أن رجلا قال للنبي. A man said to the Messenger. Who's the man? Ibn Qudama رحمه الله. أوصني رضي الله عنه. قال أوصني. He said, advise me. قال لا تغضب. He said, don't be angry. Don't get angry. فردد مرارا. And the Prophet repeated that. قال لا تغضب. Yeah, or the questioner, he repeated his question. He said, okay, don't get angry, I understand. But give me an advice. Give me a real advice. And the Prophet repeated it. لا تغضب. Don't get angry. رواه البخاري. And the ulama, they say about anger, and write this down, أول الغضب جنون وآخره ندم. The beginning of anger is insanity, and the end of anger is regret. When you get angry, the beginning is just insanity, and then once you calm down, what happens? You regret everything that you did and you said. So what should a person do? What should a person do? You can't tell a person, don't get angry. That's not what this hadith means. The hadith does not mean don't get angry. Getting angry is a natural feeling. Ibn Rajab rahimahullah, he said that in explanation of this hadith. The real meaning of this hadith is دفع الغضب. قوله لا تغضب دفع ورفع. دفع ورفع. So pushing off ghadab in the first place, don't let yourself get angry. That's what the hadith means. And number two, once you get angry, to lift that anger. So what does this hadith mean? Memorize that. The hadith does not mean don't get angry. You can't control that. You're going to get angry. The hadith means try to ward off the anger in the first place. And the hadith means once you get angry, remove that anger. So how does that look like? دفع الغضب, to ward off the anger. ابتعاد عن أسباب الغضب قبل حلولها. To push off and ward off the things that make you get angry. If you know doing this thing gets you angry, then don't do that thing. I had to leave basketball for years. I couldn't not control my temper. We learned growing up that trash talk was a part of the game. You play in high school, you play in college, you have to talk smack. You start playing with Muslims, and that's not okay. So if you cannot play the game without getting angry, then don't play the game. Take a step back. Don't just leave it off. Likewise, arguing. عدم دخول في الجدال. If you know every time I argue with somebody, especially this individual, we get angry, then just don't argue. Don't even have those conversations. Don't open up those disputes. So that's the first meaning. Leave off what causes you to get angry. And a person should know what causes him to get angry. What about رفع الغضب? Lifting the anger once you get angry. The رفع الغضب بعد وقوعه, we know from the Prophet ﷺ, he taught us many things that a person should do. من غضب فليتوضأ. There's a hadith, whoever gets angry, then let him make wudu. And there's a hadith, إذا غضب أحدكم إذا غضب أحد منكم وهو قائم فليقعد. Whoever amongst you is angry while he's standing, then let him sit down. وإذا كان قاعدا, what if you're already sitting down? فليضطجع. Then let him sit on his side. You said فليقوم, stand up. If a person is standing, then sit down. If you're sitting down, then get on your side. But that's not incorrect to stand back up. The real meaning of the hadith is تغيير الهيئة, to just change your condition. So that's not a wrong idea. If you're sitting down and you're angry, yeah, get up and walk away. That's not wrong. That is what the hadith is actually saying. Not that you just literally have to sit down and lie down. Sitting down and lying down is better. SubhanAllah, calms you down. But just change your condition. أيضا تخرج من المكان. Just leave the place that you're in. تمام? And by the way, this hadith is talking about what kind of anger. Is all anger bad? لا, في البغض لله, right? There's anger for the sake of Allah. And that anger is a praiseworthy anger. We're going to end with this point from Shaykh al-Muhsin al-Abbad. He said, مدح الله. Allah has praised. Allah has praised. مدح الله الكاظمين الغيظ والعافين عن الناس. Those who restrain their anger. Allah praised them in Surah Al Imran. and those who overlook and forgive the people. وأخبر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه ليس الشديد بالسرعة إنما الشديد الذي يملك نفسه عند الغضب رواه البخاري. And the Prophet said, strength is not by wrestling somebody down. Real strength is the one who can control his anger when he's angry. That's what real strength is. And as the Prophet said in the other hadith, إنما العلم بالتعلم وإنما الحلم بالتحلم. Learning, knowledge is by sitting down and learning. Being forbearant and having hilm and easygoing is by practicing that. So likewise, if you have anger issues, then work on it. Everything can be worked on. Everybody has a nature, yes. He's naturally more fiery, he's naturally more overlooking, but with his fieriness comes an ability to be strict on the deen, and he's able to leave off the haram like that. But this one is too easygoing and he's overlooked. So we all have our pros and our cons. No one is good or bad. Allah gave you characteristics, use the good and start working on the bad. There's no excuse. Oh, I'm naturally hot-headed. La, work on it. The Prophet said, La taghdab. To Ibn Qudama for a reason. He told it to him for a reason. And that's from the husn, the perfection of the Prophet's advice. So he said here, وَعَلَى الْمَرْءِ إِذَا غَضِبَ. And on the person, if he gets angry, أَن يَقْضِمْ, that he restrains غَيْظَهُ, his anger. وَأَن يَسْتَعِيذَ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. And then he says the isti'adha, because that came in the other hadith as well. The Prophet seen the two men arguing. You guys know the hadith. To say, أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. Next time you're arguing with your wife, or your parents, you say, listen, just say the isti'adha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. And really say it. قال ابن جزي من استعاذ بالله صادقا أعاذه الله فعليك بالصدق. Whoever says the isti'adha sincerely, Allah is going to protect him. So what's upon you? To just say it sincerely. So be sincere every time you recite Quran. Every time you do the istiftah in the salah. Every time you're in an argument, sincerely. Ask Allah to protect you from the shaitan. And Allah will protect you. فعليك بالصدق.